Hello, Maberas. Gumi is just getting ready. I thought this would be a cute picture to open on. It's sitting in my gallery. Okay. I feel like we've been working on this base for quite a bit now. I need to get this background done, and hopefully I can do that today. Though it is somewhat unfortunate that whatever traits I do get done today, I won't be able to immediately upload to Honey Road since it is currently under maintenance. I'm pretty sure everything should be back up relatively soon though. Hello, Sheik. How are you? Thank you for joining. And thank you for always giving me gifts to open on Pokemon Go. I spent way too much time playing that recently. I think I'll start off just by getting this trait for Geltz done, Sheik. You graciously gave him one of your VM credits. He just wanted these glasses, so seems simple enough. This week is going to be an experiment of sorts for me, in that I want to try to stream every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for an hour going forward. Hopefully I can maintain that. I'm still actually feeling allergies right now, unfortunately. And I was gonna postpone the stream. I was like, you know what? I think I sound coherent enough. So, yeah, we'll see. The timeline feels so fucking dead right now. I'm not surprised. It's making me want to do more. So hopefully having a more reliably consistent flow of content will be good. Trying to get better about just talking too. Because I feel like I just say a whole lot of nothing sometimes. Like right now. I'm glad to hear, Sheik. I know you felt like you were pretty sick for a while. It can be so rough when you're just trying to kick something and it takes forever to go the fuck away. Been spending a good amount of time vibe coding lately, per usual. Was no surprise. Wondering if I should start posting fucking GitHub updates on Twitter more or something. It feels like there's just, I don't know. There's so much more we could be putting out there right now in terms of advertising what all we're doing, and we just don't have too many channels to do so right now. And I'm glad it sounds good, Sheik. Very, very glad. I think this is going to be a relatively simple trait to get the flats down on, but curious to see if we can do anything pretty interesting with it when it comes down to actually rendering it out. We'll see. I don't want to take just too many liberties here, especially with color. Excuse me as I cheat on this a little. Alright, now let's go in and fill in the gaps. I've been in such a drawing mood lately. I feel like I've not done enough of it. I got approached for a commission for a generative collection about a month ago. And for some reason today, or yesterday actually, an idea for how it should actually look just fucking popped into my head. So I sketched it out quickly, threw it in the chat, and went over quite well. Just, I hate how refreshing that felt. It had been a minute since I'd just drawn something up related to like a non-Mabera generative collection. So I'm pretty eager to do more. You know, Mabera will always be the main thing that I draw, but holy fuck. It's nice getting a fuck, I cannot talk today. A breath of fresh air. You know what I'm trying to say. And I feel like I've said that sort of sentiment before recently, especially when it comes to drawing those rocks I was drawing I think it was a couple streams ago. And I should probably work on those more today as well, as we still have several to do. Okay, this does not look good right now, but that is because we don't have the shading in. Let me just roughly get that down. God, was it really the last one? My fucking sense of time is way off. Well, we'll be seeing the rocks again shortly, I think, after I'm at a stopping point with this trait. We're on stream 59 right now, which is scary to me because that means we are only 10 streams away from stream 69. And that is a holy number within the Mabera religion, and I am not sure what to do to celebrate. And if I actually keep up with streaming like I want to, that means that stream will be about 3 weeks away. And that's not too much time, so I gotta fucking think of something. Alright, let's see here. Oh, I did the thing where it made all the layers visible. gonna take some liberties with rendering here and see if it doesn't look too bad if I maintain the kind of pixely blocks but blend a bit between the colors. Because I feel like just having rigid blocks of colors isn't too Mabera. Everything should kind of be melting together. That's kind of the beauty of how colors work in Mabera. Y'all have seen me do this sort of shit all the time on stream. And yeah, I do agree. We should definitely have some guests on. I was harassing MoMA in the timeline last night and offered to give her a tarot reading on stream. That could be fun at some point. Let's see if I actually remember to make that happen though. Definitely be fun. I like having people to talk to. I'm just bad at the whole logistics thing. We need to do more fucking Loa streams too. There's some Loa stuff I've just not gone over at all that would probably be beneficial to have on the record. I've been thinking too about making a proper VTuber model for Gumi. I used to make those just for fun. So it would be cool to have just something that's properly tracking my face and shit. I don't know. We'll see. Okay, I don't think that looks too bad yet. I think one thing that we should make sure to do with this trait is make sure that it casts some sort of a shadow so that it actually stands out some. It does not have the, how do I say it? The privilege of depth that most other traits do. And please excuse me for a moment, my dog wants in the room. Okay, the dog is now in the room. I feel like it would be fun to do pixel art streams sometime too. There's so much to fucking do. So much to explore. And Gumi's just been doing the same fucking thing for about like, what, 20 streams now? I'll switch it up though. I don't know what to talk about. What is there to talk about? Oh, I should probably show that one that I kind of sporadically started drawing kind of recently. There's so many 1/1s I need to actually get done, and I have like what, I think 4 or 5 community ones that I've still yet to properly start on, and honestly should be streaming that as well. If I could justify it, I would stream every fucking day and there would always be something new. Food. Food is good. What have I eaten recently? I made tacos last night. That was nice. I've been kind of on a guacamole kick because a grocery store near me has had avocados on sale for about 50 cents a pop, and that's a lot cheaper than I'm used to for avocados, so I've definitely been enjoying that too much. Weekend was mostly... It was good, actually. I went to the art museum with a couple of cute girls. That was fun. And some of the gifts I sent you on Pokemon Go this weekend, Sheik, are from that museum. And then Sunday was chill. I did a bunch of cleaning and a bunch of just... I don't know, I feel like I'm kind of in not freelancing mode properly because, you know, I still give a lot of time to THJ, just definitely looking for work again. And it's been interesting just seeing what all is out there, seeing what all has changed since I last started looking for other opportunities. The thing that's unfortunate about me this time is that I'm kind of very unwilling to be flexible with how I operate at this point. Because I really enjoy how I've been operating the past couple years and don't want to change it, but I'm sure I'll figure something out. I'm being very vague right now. This is not just turning out amazing, but I feel like I'm doing the best that I can given how rigid stuff like this is treated within Mabera art. We'll see how far I can push this though. Bit too wavy. There's been so much pollen around here lately, and I know y'all have heard me complain about that a lot. Just holy fuck, I've never experienced it to this degree. It is really, really, really infuriating that plants have decided that we humans should be subject to suffer from how they reproduce. We're just forced to inhale plant cum whenever we step outside in the spring, and it's not something I'm exactly just a fan of at all. But we push through, and we take our allergy meds, and that's why if I sound off to you, it's because my nose is a bit fucking stuffed up right now, because for some reason I decided to go out on an 1.5-hour walk earlier, and it was so nice. It was beautiful. The sun was shining and the temperature was just right, but I inhaled several lungfuls of plant semen, and yeah, not great. So until spring is over and that shit stops, I will probably be bitching about that every stream. Spoiler alert. I really want to go to another rave soon. Sorry if it's been like, what, a week or two since I've been. It's been way too fucking long for the artist of fucking Mabera to have to wait to go to a rave. There just isn't too much going on lately that looks appealing enough for me to actually drop money on. I'm sure something will show up soon, though. I want to get better at finding more, underground type raves. After the last rave I went to where I was fucking assaulted, not assaulted, but, had my wallet opened by security and all my shit taken, like, I am on the lookout for more laid back events that probably aren't as safe, but at least will probably have a much better vibe. Excuse me. Most tickets I've spent around $20 to $30, I think. There was one rave I spent like $40 to go to, and that felt like a lot. It's a bit expensive in the city. Not a huge fan of it. The best raves I've been to have always felt like they've been the ones I'm paying like $10, $15 to get into. Actually, the best one I went to, I think I spent $7 on the ticket. That was wonderful. I want something like that again. There was a girl I was seeing briefly last year. Well, I wasn't really seeing her. I owned her briefly, and she's a bass guitarist in a local band, and she invited me to one of their concerts, and it was a wonderful concert. It was in someone's basement. I drove an hour away to some house in kind of the middle of nowhere. Not really in the middle of nowhere, but a decent ways away from the main city, and there were a good amount of people there. You paid like $7 at the door, and you went into the stranger's basement and listened to a bunch of bands play. And they're not popular bands; they're locally known. But there are very few things for me that can beat a DIY concert in a basement. Speakers that are too large and too loud for the environment that you're in. A bunch of people just doing some unrestrained dancing while under the influence of, a reasonable amount of drugs. It's a wonderful fucking vibe. And yeah. I should hit her up sometime again. Okay, let me just be chaotic and merge that shit. Cause yeah. This kind of feels like a sticker. This is kind of similar to how I ended up rendering a lot of the stickers that went on the Mabera parcels. Do we need a sticker category in the VM? I feel like that might be interesting. Though I guess that could actually just go under the overlay category, I guess. Now that I use a couple of brain cells to think about it. I'm gonna experiment with throwing some highlights on the lenses. And then I'll probably just leave it at that. Nothing just amazing, but a little. Gelds, hello. Yes, I'm glad you recognize your glasses, because I was not sure if they were entirely recognizable. I'm not used to drawing such 2D traits for art like this, but it's been really interesting. I won't be able to put these in the VM today since the site is still under maintenance, but once the site is no longer under maintenance, I will put them right up. I am unironically relieved that you recognize these as your glasses, because I always get nervous when it comes down to drawing stuff like this. I'm not capturing the likeness well enough. Let's put a little more shadow. Not a ton more, just a little more. This is one of those trades that I feel like I could keep pushing on for a while, but I run the risk of kind of overdoing it. So I think I may pause it soon. Sit on it for a day or two. See how I feel about it. It's been really fun to draw though. Interesting trying to figure out how best to handle the colors in particular within the lenses. I'm wondering, like, are these supposed to be like a rainbow version of like 3D glasses? Like, what kind of screen, what kind of movie are you seeing which requires having the colors of the rainbow in your lenses? And why all the warm colors on one side and the cool colors on another? Like, this is some really intense 3D, 4D, 5D type shit that's well beyond what Gumi can comprehend. Oh, right, I went to the movies the other day and I saw Forbidden Fruits, and it is the most wonderful movie I have seen in theaters in a minute. Highly recommend it if you are into campy horror. It was quite funny as well. One of the people who produced it also made Jennifer's Body, if you're familiar with that movie. It's very much in the same vein, but I can't recommend it enough. It's about a bunch of hot witchy girls getting into trouble and having a bit of a comeuppance. A very Mabera movie, honestly. And you really can't go wrong with going to the theater to watch hot women on the screen. I mean, come on. There's not too much better than that. Alright, I think I'm gonna move on from this finally here in a second. Gelds, let me know if anything just looks super off or inauthentic to you, and I can most certainly correct it. I think this may be the best I can do though. Let me change this pure white to more of a gray. Actually, never mind. Let's do it like that. So I'm looking at my iPad screen and I'm looking at the stream on YouTube as it goes, and I swear the colors are just slightly different. And I need to look into how to best ensure that the colors that are being broadcasted are exactly as I'm intending, because I'm not actually happy with how the colors look when I look at the YouTube stream. Interesting, interesting. Yay for new shit for Gumi to unhealthily obsess over. As if that there wasn't enough. Okay, let's look at this foreground area for a moment. Let's put some grass up front. Some just overgrown stuff. I need to talk to Tasuna to see if this is breaking any rules. Yeah, on YouTube the colors are definitely less saturated, but also a bit washed out in that the whites are coming off to me as way too strong compared to what's on my iPad screen. And that's a bit upsetting. Even in OBS though, like the video that it's receiving from my iPad, it looks like I'm intending it, so I don't know why on YouTube it's looking the way it does. Why are the whites so just disgustingly bright and the colors just, I don't know. It's a little upsetting. I'll figure it out though. Almost 60 streams in and I am learning the basics. I feel like I kind of shot myself in the foot by streaming only on X for so long. Because X was not nearly as friendly when it comes to actually having proper diagnostic tools and ways to actually see what the fuck is going on behind the scenes on stream. So it will be good to properly dig into this problem and figure it out. I appreciate the endless patience that you all have with Gumi. Genuinely means a lot. Hell, it means a lot to me that there are even some of y'all who show up most every stream. I get a bit sad sometimes just because of how fucking dead everything feels. But y'all genuinely keep me fucking going. It's just interesting how these things work with ebbs and flows. The vibe in Bara felt so different even like a few months ago. Be curious to see how things feel a few months from now. For better or worse, I'm sure a lot of us will still be around. Good question on the Twitch stream, Sheik. I have no fucking clue. I'm thinking, like, if and when I stream on Twitch, it should be stuff that is, or like a series that is different than what I'm doing now, because, you know, I'm really stupid now in that I want to keep the drawing cave streams on the YouTube. I want to keep the tarot streams on the YouTube. Maybe the live reading streams can be on Twitch. Who the fuck knows? It would be really funny if I only just did like fucking Loa streams on Twitch. I would say that I'd try gaming on Twitch, but I can't think of anything in that regard that would feel like I would be adding value by playing a game on stream, you know? It's not really getting anything done. And yeah, games are fun, I love playing them, just don't think there's too much to be gained from that right now. Let's add some sunlight coming in, or at least something that should hopefully look like sunlight coming in. I'm not sure how much I can talk about what the Honey Jar is working on right now, but you can see most of what we're working on the GitHub, and we're not really doing an NFT marketplace type thing. We've worked on some stuff that's kind of minting platform adjacent, but I don't know if I'm fucking up by saying that. Stay tuned. We're cooking some stuff that I think will be a good value add. Maximum ebb right now is a very good way to put it. Do you think there's demand for like a Bara native NFT marketplace of sorts, Gelts? Is there anything that y'all personally want to see being built? What do you feel like is missing? Let's go back on the rocks for a little bit. I am actually like in huge agreement with you, Gelds, in that I feel like we need more NFTs, but I feel that most people would disagree with us right now. But to me, NFTs have always just been a great way to expand things. I've, built so much of my life the past 5 years around the fact that I have made a lot of fucking NFTs happen. Generative art in general is just so fucking fun to make happen. I do not know what the fuck Aragon on base is, but I will check that out, Sheik. I've been meaning to actually get more well versed with AP DAO because I feel like that's one thing that I am not as involved in as I need to be despite holding several seats. That would be cool, Sheik. Agree with you there. I want to see if I can make this rock look like it's giving off heat. No, literally, I'm right there with you, Gelds, with the low cost, no cost mints. That's my favorite shit. Hopefully y'all will enjoy the stuff that THJ will put out at some point. Hopefully sooner rather than later. One thing I will say is that we like to experiment a lot, At the end of the day, we're just builders. Trying things out, seeing what works, what doesn't. Iterating until we find success. Not a fan of how that one turned out. THJ is both dead and not dead. To me. But it's more fun to just say that THJ is entirely dead. Mabera is dead, Henlo is dead, Fat Bear is dead, everything is fucking dead. Apiculture Jar is dead. Everyone likes zombie stories, yeah. To anyone who actually feels like THJ is truly properly dead and cannot understand a joke, I highly recommend checking out the GitHub links, which are in the, I think, the announcements, like core announcements part of the THJ Discords, or core updates. Oh, that's a good question, Sheik. It was just a title I pulled out of my fucking ass. Mostly just a reference to the Fudcast stuff from, I guess, last weekend. Talked a bit about bald Maberas, bald Miladies. So just to call back to that, I probably should at least devote some part of the stream now preaching the virtues of baldness. I do feel like we as a society have put a little too much stock into one's hairline. And frankly, I think that we should stop giving a shit. I think you are definitely smart enough to understand GitHub guilds, but that poses an interesting problem then, where I feel like GitHub it has a little bit of a high learning curve if you're like uninitiated. So perhaps there's a better way for us to distill things. Yeah, the bald subreddit is fucking wonderful. That's like peak Reddit right there. It does not get better than that. Am I doing too much? But yeah, it's too much. I am ashamed of how much TikTok I've watched the past, I don't even know how long. It's been a few months. Yeah, I don't just doom scroll it, but I will scroll it occasionally. That shit is somewhat addictive. And I was just like, damn, I thought I was too old to be the target audience for this platform at this point, but nope. My lizard brain still responds well to the little breadcrumbs that they leave. It's a damn shame. I was at the park the other day with my dog and my partner, and we're sitting at some picnic tables just eating some food. And the food that we were eating it because I had seen a TikTok about that place. So, and it was like, ended up being like 5 minutes away from where I live. So I was like, holy shit, I have to actually try that out. And it was good, and it was cheap, and it was wonderful. But, someone walked up to me and was like, yo, where'd you get that food? And I told them where it was, and she was all like, "Oh, did you see that TikTok?" And I'm like, "Yup. Power of the internet." Yeah, Gumi has been actively posting on Reddit for 11 years now at this point. I've gone through probably hundreds of accounts at this point, but yeah, Reddit in a lot of ways, I credit it with so much. I found lots of work through there, met lots of people, spend a lot of time doom scrolling, not a ton, but a lot. Reddit is good shit, and I cannot ever imagine not posting there. I will not be sharing any of my accounts with y'all. I might share one, a new one, with the sex cult chat at some point, but that remains to be seen. But yeah, local marketing full circle for real. Bit of a funny moment. Yeah, it's looking kind of decent, I think. Love doing kind of exaggerated lighting effects. I will say I hate how, for a lot of like the NSFW subreddits on Reddit, like, they are very ban happy. They will get rid of communities that have flourished under certain categories for years, just out of the blue. And it's a bit disheartening. And yet, I still have not found a platform that facilitates deviation in the way Reddit does well. Bit of a damn shame, really. Any of y'all around for the 9gag days? When everyone was like going from, it was like 9gag versus Reddit. That was about the time when I started using Rage Comics for the whole deal. Huge fucking throwback. Fun observing how much the internet has changed over the years, but so much of it is still the same. A lot of us still hanging out in the same rotten corners. All the same communities, just different masks. I feel like memes have certainly evolved. Sheik, were you around for Vine before TikTok? Were you a Vine user? I was a Vine user, and I feel like a lot of the satisfaction I get from TikTok is very similar to the satisfaction I got from using Vine back in the day. Ooh, I do not like how that shadow looks. I wonder if we turn it red, if that would help. I feel like I could work with this if I soften up the color some. Let's see here. Put it under that layer. Tell you what, I like one picture on X of this chick that's tied up, and that's all my feed is now. And like, I'm not complaining, okay, but it's a bit hard to keep up with CT whenever the feed just decides that's the only thing I should look at now. Yeah, Vine was basically like TikTok, except the videos were, I think, 6 seconds long. Good platform, not great, but good. Going down such a old social media rabbit hole today. I'm not feeling that red, it just is not working. Damn shame too. Let me think. Okay, I think this is the one for wood. I'm gonna... Let me organize the layers for this shit. And by that I mean let me just merge most of them and then throw them all in the same group. These are this is kanji for the symbols of Wuxing. First one is earth. This one is fire. This is wood, metal, and water for the last one. So just like, you know, basic elemental shit. Let me actually work on the firestone just a little more so it looks slightly more complete before I move on. I was supposed to have these done a couple of weeks ago now, so I feel bad for how long they've taken. Especially because I thought it would be a lot simpler for me to draw, but unfortunately I forgot how much I just get absorbed in rendering the pointless shit. It's not pointless shit. Okay, wood. Forgive me if this isn't actually wood. I'm like 80% sure that it is. I am not familiar with those videos, Shake. Gotta check it out now. I assume, is it like just drone shots of volcanoes? Because that does sound pretty cool. How to make this look like both a piece of wood and a rock. I think I kind of see it in my head. Just gonna take a little bit of experimenting. Geez, we've already been streaming for 54 minutes. I have like 5 minutes left. Okay, let me speed up. excited for the next stream since we're gonna officially finally fucking start drawing the tarot deck I've been promising y'all for what feels like years. I'm excited for that. Have a lot of ideas to explore. And it'll be fun to actually draw something on stream that's like moderately complex. Like, I feel like we've done some complex stuff on stream before, just nothing super out there yet. I feel like this is looking more like a piece of bark, which is fine, but I think as we render I can give it a more stone-like quality. Yay for visual problem solving as we go along. Very fun part of the game. I'm gonna be retarded for a moment and take a screenshot. The YouTube stats right now say that the average view duration for a stream is 11 minutes and 11 seconds. And I am a fan of that. Damn, now it says 11 minutes and 17 seconds. That's a good thing. Excuse me. I feel like I'm gonna need a nap at some point today. Always get your sleep in, kids. Gooey's sleep quality hasn't been just amazing lately. But we persevere. I'm working on a thing. This is entirely unrelated to anything I've been talking about, but I've been working on a thing recently with Loa that's basically a helper for game design and game testing. Maybe I should post about that soon because that could be fun. I wrote a Mabera RPG that I'm fucking actually building that tool to test. So if it all goes over well, I'll probably release that somewhere. I feel like all the brushes I'm using right now are just taking away from any potential roughness this could have, but at the same time, I guess bark that is devoid of roughness will help me make it lean closer to a rock texture later on in rendering. If any of that makes any fucking sense at all, I feel like I just say words that don't mean anything sometimes. Okay, we have reached an hour, so that means I need to fuck off. God damn. Time went by way too quickly with that one. Thanks for joining me, Sheik. Thank you for joining me, Geltz. Thank you for joining anyone else who watched. You weren't in chat, but you certainly showed up in the view count, so thank you. Yeah, I hope you all have a lovely day, have a lovely night, take care of yourself, and I will see you